Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, madam.
Okay. First thing is, I think it is absolutely out of place to ask that we be grateful for something that should be our right. By the fact of our demographic strength, it is our right to ensure adequate representation. We should not be grateful to anybody for giving us that opportunity. That is the first thing that I want to correct. Then secondly, who exactly decides who or what an outstanding youth is? The criteria, how will they be met? Because I believe the remaining 6 youths will be chosen at the prerogative of the federal government, and at the end of the day, there might be people that we, the Nigerian youths, do not deem as outstanding or worthy of being role models. And then, for all intents and purposes, how many Nigerian youths are actually aware of the existence of the Youth Council? I am, but then definitely not everyone is. So I think it's absolutely unfair. The representation we're getting, everybody knows where NANS is. NANS is practically, NANS will be on the side of the federal government. There's no two ways about that. So how, as far as qualitative representation is concerned, I believe that youth representation at that conference is going to be woeful and it's going to be dismal. Because the people that we're looking at, I don't believe they're going to represent us, and that's all I have to say about that.
The question
now is, how exactly do we ensure that the remaining 6 people who could actually be the hope for youth now will actually be worthy of representing us? That is the question now, please.
Thank you.
Now, you see, first, let me correct an impression from you, young lady.
Young lady.
The truth remains that in as much as you are entitled to your opinion do not represent the opinion and the thought of the Nigerian people.
Neither does yours, I'm sorry.
Now it will amount to insincerity to you as a young person to say that a fellow young person that may represent you will not represent you well.
That is because we have young people that are not qualified. That is a fact.
I was very quiet while you were talking, so please hold on.
Oh, sorry.
But it equally means that you are having a disagreement amongst the belief on us as young people. When I say us, I do not know who is going to represent us. But I believe so strongly that whosoever that should represent us should be encouraged by us, the Nigerian young people. Now, that we may not be among those that will be representing us, that does not mean we cannot contribute to the fellow that will be representing us there. That is one. Then two, you made mention about being grateful to the president for the nomination that has been given to us. I made both to state that how many times have we had conferences? How many times have we had government in the past convoked issues that bother on the entirety of the Nigerian people? And that has youth and students be taken into consideration. Even as it is that we have not gotten our numbers, numerical strength to represent us, we should first say we are grateful for the one that has been given to us. So we take another step further to ask.
The mentality of being grateful is the problem with the youth movement in this country. The mentality of having to be grateful to people for giving us what is our right is the problem with the youth movement in this country. The fact that you work for the president does not mean that you should fail to be objective. I have every reason to say what I said, and you cannot shut me up.
And a comrade. Okay, good. Okay, I think we lost Comrade Judy Magwa as the conversation got heated. Mr. Ram, I think at this point maybe we should then prefer solutions. So that again they talk about angry young people. Yes, and I say all the time that it's better to be an angry youth than to be children of apathy. So maybe at this point we should begin to prefer solutions. So how exactly do you think, or maybe the first question would be that what more effective alternatives could we have had to the conference? That would be the first question. And the second question would be, how do we then think that we can make the best of this conference? Because with or without, I think, that this conference might go on. The forces might be a bit stronger. Part of what I would love to ask Comrade would be about the 7 billion earmarked, for this conference. But since we've lost Comrade, maybe we'll try to have him come back. But since we've lost him, let's look at the positives now. How, what other effective ways could we have achieved the same thing? Do you think we really needed a conference or could have done other things to achieve what we're hoping to get?
Okay, before I give that a shot, let me just make observations about what Comrade was saying. First of all, I do not understand why you need 6 people to represent NANS, because if they're going to speak for Nigerian students, one person at that. If you have such a limited number as 18, then of course there are several interest groups, even among young people, It's not just limiting it to the youth council and the students' body. It just kills it, because I'm not a student anymore. I'm a professional. I'm a young professional. Who speaks for me, NANS or the youth council? So I'm thinking, but because the whole mentality that you have to do things based on zones, and then at the end of the day, people, so NANS alone has to bring 6 people from 2 from each zone, and then the same people tomorrow come and tell you, we shouldn't be talking about federal character, we shouldn't be talking about zoning, we shouldn't be talking. These are the issues. These are fundamental questions that we should answer. But going back to what you were saying about whether we actually needed a conference and going forward from here, the issue is simple. If you don't want corruption in this country, you do not need a conference.
Yes.
If you want good roads, you do not need a conference.
Yeah.
If you want good schools, you do not need a conference.
Exactly.
You need people who are committed to making that happen.
Yes.
You need people to elect people and engage them, people who are worthy and people who can make that happen. You don't need a conference for that. I don't need a conversation to say that I need to hold XYZ accountable. To give me quality education, to give me quality healthcare, to give me whatever it is that you're seeking as a people. So, but going forward, Nigerians need to change. We need to change our mentality. We need to be sincere about what we want as a people.
Yes.
And until we're sincere about that, we can have 1,000 conferences, 1,000. And nothing will be done. And you will get out of this studio and you will drive bad roads to your house, and you will be ill and you will not get good healthcare. It's as simple as that.
After conference, series of talk shops, and nothing is going to happen.
So what I can summarize from what you've said is that it's a failure of the office of the citizen. Because if the office of the citizen is active and not waiting for handouts, then maybe they will make more demands for good road, for light, for water. So it's a mix. So while the leadership is failing, the office of the citizen is not also doing enough, to be able to.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what would you say are the measures or your advice, or things as young people? What would you say are the processes that you advise, that should be put in place to make this conference that might be embarked on regardless, to be successful?
I tell you what, and this is what the point I was making about not being so concerned about the quantity of representation that we're getting. The quality of representation matters, and the quality of representation you can only get if young people engage the process en masse. If we get on Twitter, if we get on Facebook, and every time we create a hashtag to say something about the youth voice, about on the national conference, and then every time we engage these people and make our presentations, they are just going to be acting as agents for young people. We all can't be at the conference. It's as simple as that. And because we all can't be there, we have to devise ways to contribute even in our small ways. And one way to do that is to use social media.
Yeah.
But then again, in fact, when I was preparing for this, I saw something that really struck me. There were 4,000 presentations at the zonal hearings that were conducted, by the committee, and only 54 submissions online. Only 54 submissions were made online. This is shocking. So it would seem that we're even overestimating the power of social media and the power of the internet.
No, I don't.
I think we're out of time, but we've made a lot of contributions. So I would just want to take final words from you, Risola, as Atom has made a very valid contribution.
Okay, well, Atom believes that we were overestimating the power of social media. I disagree. Because if you ask most people, when exactly did the conference committee come to your zone or your state or whatever, they had no idea. So the publicity was poor. And I think we have 55 million youths around Nigerians on social media, about 90% of which are young people. The social media is still something that we could use. So what we have to achieve is just adequate publicity and really put it out there so that young people can contribute. That's what I have to say in addition to what he said.
Excellent. Thank you. It's been a very robust conversation we've had. Thank you guys for coming. Atom,
Thank you for having
Risola,
us.
very good to have you on the show. 2014 calendar is quite a busy one for Nigeria. So if the comfort happens, then we have the World Cup right after that. And after World Cup, we have the Christmas and New Year break and the registration and the elections in February. On Valentine's Day. Oh my God. How's your Valentine? Okay, we'll leave that to Actually, I'll leave that to talk to our next guest, who is the definition of what love is in Nigeria today. It's been a very robust conversation on the national conference. We will take a short break, a very short one, and when we come back, we would have Nigeria's King of Soul in the studio. Please don't go away.